All right, you ready?
Just press the red button.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode 39.
Boom!
Ty Gibbs thinks he's Jesus, and Ross Chastain drives like he's Jesus. That's going to be the name of the episode.
Do you think he's gone out on Lake Norman with his granddaddy, and his daddy said, "Get back in the boat, boy!
Stop walking on water, Ty."
Walking on water.
Man, that was insane. We actually have a lot to talk about, luckily, coming into this podcast. I would say the last 8 races of the playoffs have not given us much to talk about.
Remember I said the race would either be real boring or real exciting?
Well, it
was both.
You hit a 50-50 shot there.
It was like 3/4 of the race.
I enjoyed.
Kind of sucked.
It was better than the spring race for sure. And the one thing I think TV did better this time was showing the passing, not passing. So the only way to pass really was to give them the bumper. If you didn't give them the bumper, you weren't going to get by them. And I think TV just kind of showed it better this time around than the last.
I think it was
race.
2 network. Was the major difference?
What, Fox versus NBC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been the major difference all year.
I mean, they suck. Fox just half-asses it.
Hey, it's Halloween, man. Happy Halloween.
Ooh.
I have my Halloween shirt on. It says, "Pretend I'm a ghost."
Where'd you get it?
Store. I have no idea.
Pretend I'm a ghost.
I think it's my gender-neutral shirt I got from Old Navy.
Well, it doesn't mention a gender, so yeah, it could be.
Well, most Old Navy shirts are gender-neutral now. They don't fit right. They messed it all up when they did that. They don't fit right anymore, man. I'm going to have to find me a new place to buy T-shirts.
Maybe they make them for Malaysian children.
They probably make them in Malaysia.
Yeah.
The children in Malaysia make them. What's weird is like a medium now doesn't fit like a medium used to fit 10 years ago. And even Dale Jr. was talking about on his podcast how a medium from the 80s is tighter than a medium from the 90s.
It's because we were thinner back then.
So we changed the size of the shirt with the person?
Yeah, to make us feel better about our weight.
I've been wearing a medium since I was 13, 100 pounds ago.
Now a medium's an extra large.
Yeah, that's a problem
Or
for
a
me.
large.
Like, I'm going to be in an extra small by the end of the month at this rate.
Yeah, but think about how... I don't know how you were. We'd go out to eat once a month if we were lucky when I was a kid.
Out to eat?
Yeah, restaurants. Now people go all the time.
Yeah, we barely did that. And we go like Golden Corral, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. We go to McDonald's.
I remember
we're going to McDonald's.
When I was a kid, we went to Western Sizzler. You ever been to the Sizzler?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I think it was my mom found a worm in her baked potato.
Well, worms crawl into them.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to serve it.
Protein.
I think we got our meal for free.
They don't do that anymore. Have you noticed restaurants they won't even comp you a drink if you find something really disgusting in your food.
They lean over your food and spit in it right in front of you now.
They just don't care.
It's because they hate you. They don't need you. All right, this week on our Race Car Spelled Backwards gift ideas, going to get you ready for some good Christmas gifts here, Jamie.
Is that Uncle Joe Biden on the label?
No, that is actually Lester. Lester Fixins. Lester's Fixins outrageous, wild, crazy, unique flavor soda pop 6-pack sampler. Not Papa.
Gel, I want my baking soda gel.
This is a 6-pack sampler drink of 100% authentic taste, 170 calories per soda, pure cane sugar made in the United States. You've probably never tasted anything quite like Lester's Fixins food sodas. These unique gourmet beverages are crafted to taste exactly like popular foods such as bacon and sweet corn. Now, bacon I get.
What's wrong with Lester?
But sweet corn, like I've heard people talk about bacon forever. I love me some bacon. I've never heard anybody say, I like me some sweet corn.
Would you drink carbonated bacon?
I wouldn't drink any of these. So this sampler pack includes a baking flavored soda, a Buffalo Wild Wing soda, a sweet corn soda, pumpkin pie for those Thanksgiving dinners, a ranch dressing soda, which I guess would go good with the Buffalo Wing soda. You mix the two,
I guess,
and then the peanut butter and jelly soda. Which
you ever had?
I love me a peanut butter and jelly. Bacon ranch?
Yeah.
Sounds right, don't it?
Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly in my soda, though? No.
Well, I mean, you got your bacon for breakfast. You got your buffalo and your ranch dressing you do for lunch. Or you can do your buffalo soda and your ranch dressing for dinner.
Technically, sweet corn is in every soda you drink because they add corn syrup. Unless you buy pure cane.
Well, this is pure cane sugar.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Lester.
Lester's using the real deal.
Lester is... Oh, jeez. All right. So we're going to make a page on our website.
So really, it's just the pictures.
Yeah, you got to see this.
There's some guy who has a handful of, I would say at least 15 slices of bacon.
He looks very excited about baking soda.
Yeah, I don't even know why. He looks like he's discovered the cure for cancer. He's holding that bacon soda in his hand with a stack of bacon. Like, he might not have found the cure for cancer, but he's definitely found the cure for his pants.
Yeah, know what he looks like? He looks like someone that's going to take that bacon soda and make it an enema.
Yeah, he looks like a Lester, actually. Maybe this is...
That's a young Lester.
Maybe this is Mr. Lester Fixin's son.
Could be.
So M. Prin on Amazon gave it a 1 out of 5. Says, bought these sodas with the absolute lowest expectation possible, and they did not disappoint. Pumpkin pie was the best one in my opinion, and it tastes what I imagine a pumpkin spice Yankee Candle would taste like. Wish these people would proofread their reviews before they post them. Now, he says next was the mustard. I don't see a mustard flavor, do you?
No.
Well, apparently he got a mustard.
Maybe, it's a variety pack, so.
Which says he was solely disappointed when he found out that the yellow bottle was not corn flavored as advertised. It tasted like mustard juice that drips from the bottle that fell into simple syrup. Ew. That's talking about them drips again. Must be old. The absolute biggest disappointment turned out to be the PB&J. As a sweet snack, I expected this to not be as horrible as it was, but it tasted like I pulled a uncustard wrapper out of the bottom of a uncrustable wrapper out of the bottom of a trash can and licked it with the hint of styrofoam.
I mean, what do you expect?
Next up, we have the buffalo. It tasted like I knocked a spice rack over and it fell into my water. Coming in hot at number 5, we have the bacon flavor. I found this to taste like imitation bacon bits that were picked out of an ashtray. Save the shittiest one for last.
Oh, he went shitty on that one.
Ranch. This did not disappoint because I expected this to taste like pure trash, which it did. This tastes like an expired ranch packet that sat in floor cleaner in the sun in Florida during the month of August. So he rated all these, and he actually gave the ranch a -1.
Huh.
KV, not to be mistaken with our good buddy KB.
So mustard was his highest rated one, 4 out of 10.
Yeah. And it was he gave a 5 out of 10 for the Yankee Candle, the pumpkin spice Yankee Candle one.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
he tried them all, which is really disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess a sip out of each would be one thing, but I still want to know where the mustard came from. I
wouldn't even drink a sip. Ugh.
So KV gave it a 1 out of 5 and says, not just horrible and funny tasting bad, they tasted nothing like the flavors suggest. They just tasted like sweet yuck and not a good sweet yuck. I've never heard of anything sweet yuck that sounds good.
Must have been that pure cane sugar.
They were gross and a total waste of money. My kids were so disappointed. We did not even open the rest after attempting 3 bottles. Huge disappointment.
I want to attempt 3.
I want to know which 3 she attempted. So maybe she did.
How much is this 6-pack here?
$9.
That's an expensive 6-pack.
Honestly, I thought about getting it just so we could try it on the show.
I ain't going to try that crap. I drink a
Pepsi.
Well, I've gone to
This has to be better than Pepsi.
No. I think I'd rather drink a Pepsi. That's disgusting.
The next item I found, I was trying to find something that was like actually something we could use. And so I found the Windy City Novelties makes a rainbow umbrella hat for adults and kids.
I actually have one of these.
Do you really?
It's gone now, but
So the sodas, is that a yes or a no for you?
no.
No, you're a no on the sodas?
No.
Me too. On the umbrella hat. So you know about the umbrella hat then. So It says, what's wrong with a regular umbrella? Nothing if you're walking across a parking lot, but holding a regular umbrella gets annoying fast if you want to be outdoors the entire day. Our 13-inch rainbow umbrella hat for adults and kids is a rain hat and sun protection hat all in one. Hands-free for protection from rain and sun. Using a smartphone while holding a regular umbrella isn't fun. Our rain hat / beach hat lets you do whatever you want while enjoying protection from the elements. And add it to your outdoor gear and camping supplies. It's the perfect hat for fishing, camping, gardening, hiking, jogging, biking, sailing, just to name a few. Yet they do not recommend wearing it in a hurricane.
See, here's the problem with that hat. I got it as a joke. So I wore it as a joke out in a storm.
Did it blow away?
Yes. It needs a chin strap.
So here's my thing. It's only 13 inches, right?
It's not very big.
That's barely going to go across the width of your shoulder.
Shoulders still get wet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it do? Keeps the rain out of your eyes?
It's stupid.
It didn't get good reviews either. So
They got a 1.
they have pictures of it. You know, you can use it if you go to a Tennessee game. You can wear it. If you're in a wheelchair, they recommend wearing one in a wheelchair. If you're twins and you got
If you're in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's good.
Well, it does, right? It says.
Well, look, it's not even shading his shoulders.
It says if you're in a wheelchair or disabled.
Well, look at the guy next to him. He's like, what the F?
He's like, man, you look goofy with that hat on.
Stupid.
You're like an idiot rolling around with a hat on, man. Alexei Kaviv gave it a 1 out of 5. It says, don't buy it for kids. This product is very flimsy. Don't buy it. Buy it for kids. It's extremely unsafe. Each metal piece that was attached to the band was not sewn in. And moreover, this umbrella is not returnable.
Well, look at the 2 little kids with them on. They're like, look, Mom,
Yeah,
we're dying.
They look happy. Of course, I don't know why they get their arms all jacked up in the air.
They're pretending they just drank some of that
Soda.
chicken wing soda.
I don't know.
Buffalo Wild Wing soda.
That mustard soda.
They say you are what you eat, so they turned into chickens.
Oh, that's probably true. They do look like they're doing the chicken dance. Melanie broke. Don't buy it. She gave it a 1 out of 5. Says, do not buy this. It came broken. Each metal piece that was attached to the band was not sewn in. That's 2 now who have complained about the sewing. Says the strings were all over the hat from the band. If you try to wear it, the metal cuts you from not being properly secured. Worst experience ever buying it on Amazon. Carrie S. says, gave it a 1 out of 5. Disgusting condition. My son opened the package and was absolutely repulsed by the condition it was in. First of all, how old's her son?
I don't know.
Because I'm 38 and I've never used the word repulsed. But her son used it, so how old do you think he is?
He must be 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Still living with Mom.
She bought him this hat hoping he'd sit
Mom, I need the PlayStation 5. This 4 is outdated.
Not a dang umbrella hat.
More donuts, Mom. More donuts.
So Carrie said there are small holes for starters, which defeats the purpose of an umbrella. She says, in addition to rust, dirt, cobwebs, and dead bugs on both the inside and outside of this hat. My son was devastated.
Dirt, I guess it was returned.
Yeah, that's what she said. Let's hope our second one's not somebody else's garbage. So, yeah. This next gift, usually we like to get gifts on here that we would give to our friends or family. But this next gift's actually one that I would like to give Jamie for Christmas this year. It's a book. It's by Alan F. Mahone. That's Mahon.
Isn't he the quarterback's father? for Kansas City?
Maybe.
Wow.
It's not a long book. It was published in 2015. It's 34 pages. Only comes in English. The name of the book is Why Are My Nuts in the Toilet Water?
Yeah.
And other questions older men need answered.
You know, rubber bands around your nutsack.
It holds them out of the toilet
holds
water.
them up.
Is that what you have to do now?
Yeah. Sometimes I just throw them over the shoulder.
Carry them in your pocket.
Yeah.
Put them in your wife's purse.
Yeah.
You hold
Well,
these?
they're already in the wife's purse, so.
Well, if you're Ross Chastain, you got to have a big hook to carry the nuts around.
The guy's like about his life in his 60s. I'm not even close to that yet. It'll give me a little warning.
Yeah, you got
Since
10,
my father died.
you got 10 years. You
wasn't
know?
around to tell me about growing old.
Your nuts hanging out in the
Yeah.
toilet. So author Alan Mahone takes a break from his serious writing to delve into some of the changes men deal with as they enter and navigate through their elder years. His wit and humor is as sharp as some of the subjects he attempts to explain.
He does it all in 34 pages, though.
That's impressive.
Huh.
Mr. Mahone takes on the changes he is going through as he moves through his 60s. Unique and bit offbeat. I don't understand. That didn't make no sense whatever, but whatever. The title of this book should tip you off as to his approach to life. As he says in this book, we just need to deal with all that aging throws at us with dignity, grace, and a good sense of humor. If you are looking for a little laughter in your life, Why Are My Nuts in the Toilet Water is the book for you. I haven't read it.
You could adjust your tank so it doesn't fill up so much.
Well,
Lower your float.
I did like the.
That sounds
I found a picture of it. It says, "Gravity. Why are my nuts in the toilet water?" His answer: gravity. Plain and simple. Older men have the same issues women have as they grow older. Only our issue is lower on the body. If you wear briefs, you may not notice this phenomenon of dropping twins until your pair come in contact with something startling, like a cold, wet encounter in the bathroom.
Well, I've noticed with Viagra, good stiffy.
He says
tightens up the balls.
He said my first encounter nearly caused me to jump off the john. Like, how does this happen? I just can't.
Oh, look, he wants to. He says you can scooch forward and try to rest him
I'm just
on the seat. Aren't you gonna? You know, you might as well stand up and pee because you're gonna piss on the floor sitting on the toilet.
Well, how do you pee in the toilet if your nuts are resting on the seat?
You pee on the floor.
Where do you
That's
sit
some
at?
dribbling there, buddy.
Where do you sit at if your nuts are sitting on the toilet? Where are you sitting? I mean, I'm so confused. I'm really not looking forward to getting any older at
Do you
this
think
point.
he reverse sits on the toilet so he can rest his elbows on the tank?
So I'm thinking this is Bill Elliott. B. Elliott gave it a 1 out of 5 and says it's stupid. Was supposed to be a gag gift for a guy friend. Ended up having to go buy another gift. Nothing funny about it. Should not come up when I search funny gifts for men. How did this get published? So to answer that question of how it got published, I don't know. But I did notice on Amazon, somebody sells stickers of themselves wearing a box on their head, and it's called the Man Box meme. Look it up on Amazon. It is literally a sticker of a dude in his boxer shorts, white socks, and a box over his head with a face drawn on it.
This gets horrible reviews.
He's had 70 reviews on that sticker.
Are they good?
No, none of these
They're
reviews.
still buying the sticker?
Buying the sticker, yeah.
They don't like it?
Yeah, I was going to put it on the show, but I didn't really want to contribute to this guy's fame and fortune from a stupid sticker. Like, we need to be selling stupid stickers, apparently. Baby Boom says bought it for a 75th birthday gag gift, but returned it after reading it. Why would you do that?
Well, he says
You read the dang book. Title was catchy, but book was a letdown. You read the book.
he didn't give it after he read it because it sucked.
This is a $6.99 book. He bought it, read it, and then sent it back. That'd be like me buying a pair of underwear, wearing them, washing them, and taking them back.
Well, look at the next review. It's very short review.
Yeah.
1 out of 5. What does he say?
Not a book.
It's 10 pages long.
So a lot of people,
it's a brochure.
a lot of people complained about it says it was more like a pamphlet. Leanne Hine says, I bought the book for my husband's 50th. I first thought it would have some fun facts for guys getting older. Then I discovered it was just a It was to be a book of humor. That was fine, but there was no humor. It was a very boring read, and it was so short. I gave it to my husband anyway. He read 4 pages, handed the book back to me, and said, I hope you did not spend too much on this book. The book was overpriced for what you were getting. I would have gave it a -2 stars if I could.
Oh, they fall in the trap.
How do you get to -2 stars if you could when you can't give below a 1? You've fallen 3 stars below the trap.
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot. And that's pretty ungrateful for her husband, you know? Like, I hope you didn't pay much for this crap. I would never buy him nothing again. I thought it was comical. Just the first page I read.
Well, he's hitting 50, you know. After 50, you could stroke in a second, man.
Just get old and grouchy, too, apparently.
He did.
I thought it was kind of comical. Why are my nuts in the toilet water? Gravity, plain and simple. Older women have the same issues women have as they grow older.
Well, I don't think women's nuts fall in the toilet, though.
I think he's talking about women's boobs.
They fall in the toilet?
I don't know. I don't have boobs.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to see that.
Need to ask an old lady.
Do your boobs fall in the toilet?
How would you have to be for your boobs to fall in the toilet?
Do you sit on your boobs on the toilet seat?
We're like getting in the car. Get off my boob. You'd have to be really
I've never seen someone that I thought they could sit on their boobs. I haven't really looked, but...
Yeah, when you got to roll them up, stick them back in the bra.
Tie them around your neck like a bow tie.
Maybe that's what they do. Wear them as ears.
Okay.
For Easter. Well, that's it, man. Are you a yes or a no on the why are my nuts in the toilet water?
Well, I read reviews. I probably wouldn't get it.
All right. Was Martinsville a good race? According to the Jeff Gluck poll, when I did this, it was about an 80-20% split. 79%, it was like 79.4% had said yes, and we're at 21% saying no. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go with an 8.5, just because I can.
I'm giving it a pure 9.
All the way 9, huh?
9. I saw something I've never seen in racing. So, you know.
Even though it wasn't like the most exciting race for 450 laps.
When the 77 caught on fire, that was the beginning of the party.
That's where it started.
Yeah, what was that, 33?
Landon Castle should get a thank you card
from started it.
Every NASCAR fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that wouldn't have happened, Christopher Bell was going to run away with the race, and it was over. It wasn't going to be any good. So... where you want to start at? You want to start with Ty or do you want to start with Ross?
You mean rail riding, Ross?
Yeah.
Triple R?
Hell melon, watermelon slide. What do you want to call it? Whatever you want to call it.
Well, it looked like the Scream Machine to me. I think he was screaming the whole time, wasn't he?
The look on his face when he got out, like the smile on his face, it was just like shock. Like, I can't believe that just happened.
I saw it and couldn't believe it.
I couldn't either.
I was like, what?
I mean, it was like...
I was like, is the camera screwed up?
For the next hour, I was watching replays still in shock. I could not wait till somebody got home at my house so I could show them the replay and share that experience with somebody other than myself.
Well, I recorded the race and I had caught up just before
I'm glad
Landon Castle wrecked and caught fire against the wall.
So you were live when it all happened.
I was live at Landon Castle.
Yeah, I was live when it happened. I'm glad I was live because it was...
And when it happened, I was like, oh, the NBC, Fox is there. They've screwed up something. And then I rewound it, and I'm like, hold it. But I used the other cars as a reference, and I'm like, they're not sped up.
Yeah, if you haven't seen what happened, we'll wait a second for you to go online and look it up. And once you look it up, you can pick right back up here because I don't know how to explain... I mean, it was a video game style move. This was a move that...
He was doing 150 when they're doing 80.
I have done this move on NASCAR Heat. On the old school NASCAR games, this was how you raced at Darlington. This was how you raced at New Hampshire. This was how you raced at Martinsville. Bristol, you could send it in Bristol at 180 miles an hour all the way around the dang track. So this is definitely a video game style move. But going into the last lap, Ross Chastain was out. He was not going to make it to the final 4. Going into turn 3, Ross was in 10th position. Denny Hamlin was in, 6th? Yeah, Denny was in 6th. Ross was out by 2.
He hit the wall. He put it in the wall and railroad that sucker.
Says he put it in fifth gear. The only time the car went to fifth gear all day was when he went into turn 3 on the last lap, because everybody else looked like they were standing still, and Ross rocketed around easily 50, 60 miles an hour faster than everybody else.
And he to the finish line by 4 feet.
I mean, he went from 10th to 5th.
It was awesome.
And he passed more than 5 cars. Some of them were laps down. I would say he passed 8 cars in one turn. I mean, you could barely pass one car all day. You couldn't pass without bumping, which made it exciting for me. I enjoyed that. Like, I enjoyed the last 10 laps watching Denny Hamlin go from 11th to 5th. I mean, he bumped into everybody.
Now, Denny was passing the whole race. I mean, he started back in the pack and worked his way up.
I think he led for a long time.
Oh, he won what? The first and second?
Yeah. Denny had a strong... Everybody who needed a good run really had a good run.
Denny's pit crew flushed him down the toilet.
So, Ross Chastain sets a new track record. It's the fastest lap to date ever run at Martinsville at 18.845 seconds. I think the previous was like 18.9, and it was something Jamie Mack had done. And I don't know how he accidentally did that, because there's no way he did that.
He did it qualifying.
Yeah.
All by himself.
Exactly. He didn't do it like Ross. When they asked Ross after the race how he knew that move would work, he alluded to the NASCAR Heat 2005 video game on GameCube him and his brother used to play.
He said that's how his brother beat him.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Like, I still can't believe it, man. I tweeted yesterday that I was speechless because I did not know what to say. I still don't know what to say. Like, what we saw has never been, it's been attempted, but it's always been attempted with the thought of it'll never work. And it actually worked. I mean, we've seen people try to do it. We've seen Reddick try it. We've seen Briscoe try it. We've seen Larson got into remember at the Roval a couple years ago, Larson limped his car into the next round of the playoffs by wall riding at the Roval.
Oh, he tried it at Darlington. It didn't work.
So Larson says that when they asked him what he thought about the move, he said, "That's not a good look for our sport. Maybe you think it's cool, but I think it's embarrassing."
Sounds like jealousy to me.
That's exactly what I said too.
I mean, come on, Larson. I thought you were more mature than that.
Well, I just thought you would appreciate something cool. Like,
it was badass, man. It was amazing.
Joey Logano says, "As spectacular as it was, now the box is open. There needs to be a rule against this one. I do not know," or he says, "I don't know if we want the whole field riding the wall coming to the checkered flag."
It's not going to work 99% of the time. Let them try it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It's been tried before. It's only worked once in 75 years.
Keep trying it.
Why do we need a rule for something that's been done once in 75 years?
And Joey will be the idiot that tries it next year.
Joey will try it in Phoenix this weekend.
Uh-huh.
Kevin Harvick said, "Like the move or not, very few have the guts to do whatever it takes in that moment."
I don't know how Ross Chastain got out of his car without going through the top hatch with those big old balls he's got there. I mean,
he needs a book.
Man, oh yeah.
His balls are probably already in the water.
Yeah, he needs some rubber bands. Put those balls around his shoulders.
Call him Rubber Band Man?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his balls are probably the size of watermelons.
Yeah.
They have to be the size of a watermelon to make that move.
They're dragging in the water, and they're melons.
Nobody knew what to think either. Like, his team was overjoyed, and, like, I was just sitting there going, what happened? Like,
he's in.
You heard Eddie DeHaan come over when Chase Elliott's going through turn 3 and 4. Eddie DeHaan, the spotter, comes over and is like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, it was crazy.
His car come flying by out of nowhere.
It was completely insane. And people are like, well, there's an entryway there. He could have hit that and died.
Yeah, if you're not a Ross Chastain fan, actually,
I'm not a Ross fan.
Not either, but I think what he did was phenomenal.
It was badass.
He will forever live in NASCAR as a legend.
He's a legend.
Because of what he did.
Yeah.
I think his stock just went up by 1,000 times. Like, fans are going to like him. I heard people on XM radio, Sirius XM radio, calling in last night saying, "Hey, after the race, I left and I went and bought a Ross Chastain hat from the Chevy trailer."
I don't know if I do that, but...
Well, I don't know that you can do that because I've never seen a souvenir trailer really open at the end of a race. Usually they're hauled out of there by then.
Yeah, they are.
But maybe in Martinsville they weren't. You know, who are we to call the guy a liar?
Maybe what we've been to races where they also have souvenir stands in the track.
Well, he said he went to the Chevy, so I mean he did because we know Ross doesn't have a trailer.
Yeah, we saw it. It's the Group Chevy trailer.
It was cool to see Christopher Bell win. Christopher Bell was not going to make it to the next round of the playoffs going into this race unless he won the race.
He's won when he had to.
It's the same deal going into the Roval. I mean, he had to win the Roval to make it into the round of 8. He goes out to the Roval, and what's he do? He wins. He needed to win at Martinsville to lock himself into the championship race. What's he do? He wins.
I was kind of looking for Ty Gibbs to bounce him.
I was too. I was really, when I saw Joe Gibbs driver in the lead, I was like, there's no way Ty Gibbs doesn't just
he's
park
going to wreck him.
He's waiting. Well, I mean, you know, he don't want to. If you're going to be in the playoffs and it's not him, he don't want anybody in there.
No.
It's either him or nobody. At Ty Gibbs Racing, that's just how it is.
Yep.
It's either going to be Ty or it's going to be nobody.
I mean, why would you want a teammate in the Final Four with you to help you win? I don't know.
You wouldn't. You'd rather have Justin Allgaier in there who is really good at Phoenix and has a good shot of taking you out.
Or your teammate who's now going to JR Motorsports next.
You've now pissed off.
And only has one more race in the Ty Gibbs Racing Team car.
That's what somebody said on Twitter. They said, I would like to see Brandon Jones go out there next weekend at Phoenix, wreck Ty Gibbs immediately, right as the race starts.
And then just park the car and leave.
Yeah. And then they said, we'll start a GoFundMe account to pay his fine.
Drop the mic. Drop his helmet like he's dropping the mic.
I wouldn't even. I would just get out of the car on the front straightaway, walk across, jump the wall, and go to my hauler.
No, go to the infield care center. Could do your interview and go. I don't know what happened. Wow, my steering wheel broke.
Ice cream.
It's a shame that happened to my teammate.
Yeah, it's shame. Probably Trump's fault.
Yeah.
We blame somebody. So
it was Jill. Hey, just Jill.
Jill, did you see what Ty did?
Where's my applesauce?
Ty did.
Ty.
Yeah, man, I don't understand. Like, Brandon Jones is a Joe Gibbs driver. Going into turn 1 on the last lap.
Ty's locked.
Ty's locked. Brandon Jones is going to be locked. So going into turn 1 on the last lap, there's 2 Gibbs and 2 junior guys going to be racing in Phoenix for the championship. By the time they got to turn 2, that was out the window, and it was 3 junior guys.
3 juniors and 1
Gibbs.
1 Ty Gibbs for Ty Gibbs Racing.
Can we call him Ty anymore, or should we change his name to Jesus now?
I'm being called, Jesus.
I don't like calling him Jesus, so we'll just go with Jesus.
Yeah, let's go with Jesus.
I mean, he thinks he's Jesus.
He said he was.
During Brandon Jones' interview, Noah Gregson, as he walks by,
oh yeah,
he's like, Brandon says something, and Noah goes, "Go whoop his ass." I really was expecting more out of Brandon. I really was expecting some anger. I mean,
he was like totally disappointed in disbelief.
I think
Ty was that selfish.
He was that shocked. I don't know why
I think Grandpa would have been a little shocked. I mean, come on, as a company, as a business,
I think
isn't it better to have two cars in the final than it is?
Grandpa has proven he doesn't care how anybody else feels or what anybody else thinks, as long as Ty gets the best treatment.
And he was upset when Jones won Martinsville in the spring.
So that's my problem with Ty. He's a spoiled brat. That's just it. He's 100% spoiled brat. The dude has major talent. He didn't need to.
He's a great driver.
He would have beat Brandon Jones without wrecking him. I honestly think that. He's faster car, more talented.
I think that Kyle Busch will not be the heel when he goes drive for the 3, and Ty's our new heel.
Oh, Ty's definitely the new heel.
Well, yeah, we know he's the new heel.
But he won't accept it.
Well, he didn't apologize this time.
He will be apologizing, don't worry.
I don't think so.
Well, Joe Gibbs has already apologized for him.
Yeah, but
Coy Gibbs was
maybe the problem.
His daddy said it's a problem.
Maybe the problem is that they cover for him and they don't make him own up to his mistakes.
That's 100% the problem. They've never made him own up to anything. He's never had to be accountable. Not that I know of. I mean, let's say never. I'm sure he's been accountable for something once or twice in his life. Maybe for spilling the ranch soda.
Or his dad got home and really wanted an Oreo, and the package of Oreos were gone.
Look at that.
Ty, what happened to these Oreos?
I bet he got put in timeout.
You think?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
With his PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't take it from him.
They didn't take his phone
Go
away.
to your room.
Yeah, they didn't take his phone away. They just sent him to his room. Probably
With his phone, his TV, and his GameCube.
and the trophy.
Yeah.
Take this trophy to your room. We
You
don't
win.
Don't want to see it again.
What do you think his trophy would look like at the end of the season? A big brass prick?
I think it would be, you seen that movie Boss Baby?
Yeah.
I think it would just be that baby, the boss baby in a diaper just crying, just screaming. That would be his trophy. Because that's actually looks just like him.
It does, actually.
Except he's probably 10 years older than that. How old do you think Ty is?
Ty looks like he's 8 years old.
Yeah, I would say 13, 14.
13, 14.
Well, he looks like at least.
I think he's 19, 18.
So then he goes on Sirius XM radio and compares himself to Jesus. Ty said, and I quote, Jesus was hated first and among the people. That's part of it. When he was asked about being booed. So he's just like Jesus is what he's saying. So Sunday, if anybody was on Twitter, they noticed Jesus was walking around pit road looking for Ty Gibbs.
Hold it. That Jesus story doesn't hold water.
I agree. He's nothing like...
I mean, he went to the temple and the rabbis were like, dang, that guy knows what he's talking about and he's just 13.
When Ty Gibbs wrecked his teammate going into turn one, I didn't go, well, that's a move Jesus would make. It's not, never did that cross my mind. Nothing about how Ty Gibbs drives or acts makes me think of Jesus. Now,
what about
what he says,
Jesus is in the desert?
What Ty says makes you think of Jesus because he reminds everybody of how big of a Christian he is every time he gets a mic, which is great. I hope he really is, but his actions...
You gotta correct your mistakes.
Yeah, you can't do the same exact thing. Oh, and it's not like he's even given a few weeks in between. I mean, he makes the same douche canoe mistakes every weekend. And it doesn't matter what series he's in. You put him in the Xfinity car, he does the same stupid stuff. Put him in a Cup car, same stupid stuff. I don't get it.
Well, you know, I got this friend. Cheats on his wife all the time.
Yeah.
He keeps saying he's sorry. Well, if he was really sorry, would he keep cheating on her?
Probably not.
I would think not.
I think he would stop.
Yeah. He's not a listener, so.
He's going to end up divorced.
If he does listen, you know I'm talking to you, dude.
All right, on the last lap of the Xfinity race, Austin Hill pulled a dive bomb move going into the corner, spinning out Myatt Snyder. At the end of the race, Myatt Snyder went up to Austin to have a discussion with him, and Austin says he didn't like the words Myatt was using, so he knocked him out.
Well,
actually, he never admitted to knocking him out.
Myatt
He said things
like 90
happened.
pounds?
He said things happened.
Isn't Myatt 90 pounds?
I think he's 97.
97.
97, wet, soaking wet.
And Hill's
Probably 220.
used to play
Drop.
what? Center for the Carolina Panthers?
I think he was a linebacker.
Yeah. Huh.
He's like 6'12".
Myatt probably should have stayed in his car with his Hans device on.
It looked like he needed a Hans device as hard as he got hit. I mean, he disappeared. Like you saw Austin. Like
I saw the crowd, and then I
MMA
saw
punch.
one guy standing.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be concussed for Phoenix, and it won't be due to the vehicle crashing.
The end of that race was a crapshoot anyway. I mean, every time we would get restarted, we'd have a caution. The NASCAR would drag each caution out for 10 minutes because obviously NASCAR doesn't really know how to run race control. They've proven that this season. They struggle in the race control department.
Myatt said, "Stop blowing smoke in my ass."
Well, then you got knocked out. You think NASCAR steps in?
Nah.
What about with Ty? You think NASCAR steps in?
No, I think Ty will get what's coming to him.
I do too. I think the driver...
More so than Ross Chastain.
Yes. I think Ross wins the championship, but...
I wouldn't doubt it. He's on a roll, and like I've said the last two of our episodes, he seems to be cleaning up.
Well, he's
not being as aggressive. Of course, he got very aggressive half a lap
Well, him and Denny bounced off each other for 10, 15 laps. I mean, it was phenomenal watching those two battle and move each other out of the way every time. And they did it.
Denny didn't seem mad about it either.
No, he said he was surprised at how it went. I think Denny is starting to like Ross a little bit.
I think after yesterday, a lot of people are starting to like Ross.
Except the ones who are jealous that they didn't do it first, like Joey.
Or Larson, who's
Joey
jealous.
Logano talking about safety issues after he turns left at Talladega and wipes out half the field at least
Joey
twice.
Logano is not concerned with safety issues.
Neither is Larson.
But, I think with Larson, he's got a chip on his shoulder because what is he? He's the number 2 driver at Hendricks. Even though he's got a championship, he's number 2. And I hate to say it because I really like Chase Elliott. He gets pissed off when Larson wins because he's number one.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're friends.
Oh, I don't think they're friends either.
I've never seen them talking like in a friendly way other than just like race stuff. But you don't ever see them hanging out outside the track or anything.
No, I don't think they're friends.
I don't think Chase likes him. I don't think
Larson's likes Chase either.
I don't think Larson really fits in with the Bubba, Blaney, Chase group. I think Larson's kind of out there. I think it's probably why he drives so many sprint car races. Maybe Larson and Joey should hang out. Neither one of them have friends on the track,
That's
so why not?
I have a feeling that after this deal's up, Larson's going to another team. What did he sign, a 4-year deal?
Larson ain't going nowhere.
You don't think?
Nah.
Being number 2, he can be number 1 somewhere else.
Yeah, but I think that his loyalty is going to stick with Hendricks. Larson, for one, Larson's
Hendrick threw him a lifeline.
That's what I'm getting at. And he's also a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Larson has a talent. Honestly, you might not like me saying this, but I think Larson's probably more talented than Chase Elliott.
I don't think so.
I'm
voting with my heart here. I'm just saying now.
Taking my heart out of it. It's Halloween. Can't have a heart on Halloween.
Just saying now.
It's Halloween. You cannot have a heart on Halloween.
But
I'm telling you, Jamie, you cannot have a heart on Halloween.
But
Kyle Larson is a better driver than Chase Elliott. I am telling you.
But
I'm here to suck your blood.
Who is also a Georgia boy?
You?
I mean, in a car.
Chase?
I mean, I got a car too, but
you drove here in a car?
Not Chase.
Austin Hill.
Right.
I don't like him.
You know who else is a Georgia boy?
Mr.
Jones.
I'm only going to say this one time because I know where Austin Hill comes from. Austin Hill is a West Georgia boy. I don't like Austin Hill. I wanted to get behind him in the truck series and pull for him, but I didn't like his personality. He had nothing there to grab me.
No, Ream Boy.
That's all I'm going to say about Austin Hill because he is a West Georgia boy, and them West Georgia boys, they like to fight.
But Ream Boy is also from Georgia.
Is he really?
Yeah, born in Atlanta.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
I did not realize Brandon Jones was from Atlanta.
Brandon Jones is from Atlanta.
His dad's a CEO of Ream, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have. You would think he would have an attitude like Ty with CEO of Ream money.
Yeah, but his dad had to work his way up, where Ty's dad was probably born into it.
Plus, what I really like about him, his dad's an HVAC man.
Or water heater.
But he's head of climate.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
You met him?
No, I read the bio.
Just now?
No, I read it like yesterday. After the race.
All right. Brad Keselowski, after the race, was disqualified for failing post-race weight.
How?
He dropped his weight out.
What, the fishing weights?
No, water
out of his car?
Those 50-pound water bottles he was drinking. When he had to use both hands to pass your water bottle out the window.
They didn't catch that in inspection. Hey, why do you got 2 5-gallons of water?
What's all this quick treatment stuff in the bottom of your car for, Brad? So let me ask you this. My buddy on Twitter, Chaos Ball, asked me...
what's his name? Chaos Boss?
Chaos Ball. It's Brandon. But he said he wanted to know what would be worse. So with Brad Keselowski being disqualified... If Ross Chastain finished in 10th where he was at, that would have moved Ross up, and it would have given Ross more stage points that he missed out on earlier in the race, essentially putting Ross into the final 4. Would you rather see it happen that way or Ross ride the wall all the way
I'd
around.
rather see him ride the wall.
Yeah, there's
no, it's not really a choice.
I would have been pissed, honestly, if they would have DQ'd Brad and then took Denny out of the Final Four and put Ross in because of Brad Keselowski dropping fishing weights out of his car.
Dude, it's been so long. I mean, actually, it's been never where I've been just puzzled. Like, how?
I'm amazed.
How do you do that?
I think we need to change our podcast graphics to Ross riding around the wall.
Ross riding the rail?
Dude, I like riding the rail. Jeff Gluck calls it the Hell Melon. Or Melon.
No, he's a rail rider, dude.
Hell Melon, I think is what he calls it. Yeah.
That's like the Six Flags Scream Machine. Put your hands up.
I used to call it Big Balls.
Oh. He's the big kahuna, that's for dang sure. I don't know how he fits in his pants in Phoenix with those big testicles.
Hey, you know who else has big balls? Tony Stewart. Did you watch Tony Stewart and his NHRA drag premiere this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, his car won. His driver Matt won. I can't remember his last name.
He won the one race that I saw him in.
That was his qualifying race, right?
Yeah.
He didn't win the main event, though, or his main event. Or maybe he did. I don't know. No, he didn't. I don't think he did win. He might have won the first qualifying race, but I don't think he won the second one.
Can you imagine going that fast in 3 seconds?
Dude, that's insane.
Your eyes have to be the back of your brain.
I want to do it.
Just.
I mean, I just want to try it. All you got to do is hold it straight. Do they have ride-alongs?
I don't know.
They have them in Indian Cup. Cup cars have a ride-along car.
Mario Andretti will drive you in a 2-passenger Indy car.
Does John Force have a 2-passenger funny car?
I don't know. John Force is a little nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to.
I don't think I would get in a pickup truck with John Force.
Yeah.
That's probably to date. That's probably still one of my favorite Dale Jr. download guests was John Force.
Oh, he's just nuts. He needs to have him back on.
He's like,
do you think he would get on our show?
What's this little bird on the back of my truck? That's Twitter. Oh, where's my sticker for Pornhub?
Yeah, that dude is nuts.
Yeah, I've never laughed so hard in my life as how hard I laughed when John Force
needs to come back. He needs to come back to the show.
Phenomenal interview. All right, Kyle Busch at the end of stage 1, 6 laps down. 4 laps down.
Everybody quit. They were like, "We're done."
Well, so I got to thinking about this. I think
what's the point?
I think Joe Gibbs hates Kyle Busch.
Yes,
and he loves Ty.
And Ty hates Kyle Busch.
And Ty hates
who's
Kyle
running
Busch.
things.
So over at Ty Gibbs Racing, they decided to just screw Kyle Busch over.
So it's TGR now.
Yeah.
Okay, I can live with that.
It's either Ty Gibbs Racing or Thanks Grandpa Racing.
Okay, well,
so
it works.
It works
TGR,
both ways.
Yeah.
So Kyle ended up finishing 29th, 6 laps down. But still, to me, the fact that at the end of stage 1, he's 4 laps down. BJ McLeod, who we absolutely love on this show, he's one of our favorite drivers. Yeah. He was running better than Kyle. Cody Ware running better than Kyle.
Cody Ware's a great guy.
But Kyle, his equipment's better than that. So did Kyle?
Are they?
Kyle quit, or did the Grandpa Racing team not give him any equipment?
I don't think they're putting any money in him.
I don't either.
They took his pit crew,
the best
gave it to
thing,
Denny, and they sucked for Denny.
They screwed Denny over.
Oh yeah.
So the best tweet I saw all day was a guy Matthew tweeted out that maybe Kyle should pull over and park his car now that Tyler is getting out and jump in the number 8 and finish the race in the 8 car instead of the 18. That would have been awesome.
They could just switch. Both pit at the same time and switch cars.
Why don't they just do that?
That would be awesome.
Next weekend, let's go ahead and move Ty to the 18. Yeah. Let Reddick go get in the 23 and put Busch in the 8.
We might see a little effort from the two teams.
Yeah, I think it would be a better. All 3 teams would show up better. I don't know. I think Joe Gibbs proved yesterday, or TGR, the Grandpa Race team proved yesterday, that if you're not in the chase, they absolutely do not care about you whatsoever. I mean,
but that's how he was as a coach with the Redskins. He won a Super Bowl.
The one that's in D.C.?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He won and they're the Commodores? Commanders? The stupid name.
Cammies.
There's the commies. They're the commies.
The Washington, D.C. commies.
Yeah. And isn't Snyder the
Congress
owner? He made pretzels, bought the team, and now he molests every female in the building.
He's about to get canned.
Go to jail, and they're going to sell his team. But anyway, Joe Theismann had his leg broken by the Giants. He won the Super Bowl quarterback.
Oh, okay.
The next weekend, Joe Gibbs didn't know who Joe Theismann was. He didn't even go see him in the hospital because he was done.
Does that surprise you?
No use for Gibbs.
I'll be honest, this season, watching Joe Gibbs this season has kind of surprised me. Like, I've seen his anger.
I've seen him get mad in church.
Yeah.
Is he not sincere? What's the deal?
I just think...
Has he lost his mind? And is he like the other Joe who's running the country?
That's what I was getting... I think when you let Joe run something, this is what happens. I think Gibbs is over there going, ice cream... Ice cream.
Telling Coy, I want my pudding. Where am I putting?
You see where Joe said that there's 54 states?
Did he?
He said when he was out on the campaign trail, they went to all 54 states.
Wow. So, you're talking not Gibbs anymore?
Maybe it could have been that Gibbs.
You're talking Jill and Joe?
Yeah.
Did you see where they put a tree on the west lawn and he got lost?
Did he?
In the back of the White House. They had to send a Secret Service guy over to show him where the White House was at.
You think they have a GPS collar on them?
Do you think people make the wrong conclusions because we rag on Joe?
Wait, what do you mean wrong conclusion?
Well, we ragged on Trump before we had a podcast, but...
We still rag on Trump. And we rag, but it's so easy to rag on Joe.
It is, because he's senile.
Yes.
I mean, all you need with Trump is put a little stash on his nose and a swastika on his arm.
He's crazy too.
Yeah, they're both nuts.
What about Elon Musk? You think he's going to do any good for Twitter? I saw where he's going to charge people $20 a month to be verified. And he said that'll get rid of 50% of the crappy verification accounts.
Elon Musk is nuts. Did you see where Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump or whatever, did you see his tweet?
No.
I mean, it was funny, but also... provocative and wrong.
That doesn't surprise me.
He said he was going to be Pelosi's husband for Halloween, and he had just a pair of underwear with a hammer in it. Well, I know it's horrible.
It's horrible.
I mean, I can't stand Pelosi's politics, but I do not wish any harm to her or her family.
Yeah, there's more to that story than we'll ever know.
Nah, someone sent them.
Well, there was 3 people at the house. Now there's only 2 people. Somebody let them in. Like the police said an unnamed man let them in.
No, something weird's going on.
Drunk old man Pelosi was laying on the floor getting beat with a hammer by some other dude. Like I hate the fact that he got hurt. Don't get me wrong. But it's just there's more to the story than what we know. There's always more to the story than what we know.
But I mean,
if they tell
politics in general.
If they say we've told you everything, you can just about take it to the bank that they've only told you 25% of the truth.
But look at both parties. They're winding people up.
Oh, they're trying to make you mad.
And so
it's midterms.
What we're getting right now is the effect of both parties torquing everybody.
Yeah, it's just vengeful politics.
Uh-huh.
Just fight. Nobody likes anybody. That's why I say we need to go back to the beginning where the vice president is the loser.
Uh-huh.
That way, both parties are represented at the White House, and then maybe they won't throw so much mud at each other if they know they got to spend the next 4 years. And we should make both of them live in the White House. I think we should make them be roommates.
Oh, yeah.
Like stepbrothers. Bunk bed it. You put Joe and Kamala in
bunk bed, Air Force One.
Could you imagine if you made Joe and Trump share a room?
Wow.
That would be, actually, it would probably make for good TV.
It would be. And, Trump will be all over some reality TV.
All right, before we go on to Phoenix, Tyler Reddick, midway through the race yesterday, pulls into the garage area because he has a headache. Last week's show, we were discussing his wreck at Homestead, and I said I was concerned because of his response was, I think so. His spotter came over at Homestead. Tyler hit the wall head on. His spotter comes over and says, hey, Tyler, are you okay, bud? And he goes, I think so. That concerned me. I think so. No, you either know or you're not. And sources close to Tyler says he struggled throughout the week with different issues, concussion-like symptoms, but he passed the NASCAR test. Went into the infield care center midway through the race yesterday because he had a headache. Says he was feeling fine. On a restart, he bumped into the car in front of him, gave him a little jolt. Head started hurting, and he needed to get out of the car. He knew it was bad enough. He needed to get out of the car. It wasn't a migraine, obviously, or you wouldn't just get out of the car.
I mean, when I got run over by a car, it took me 6 months to recover.
Now NASCAR is saying that he's cleared to race at Phoenix, but they're going to reevaluate him midweek.
Maybe they need to send him to Pittsburgh where Junior went.
Well, it makes me think. Junior said that he just about guaranteed there's 3 or 4 guys out there right now running with concussion-like symptoms. So here we go. This just verifies what Junior said. And I'm not mad at Tyler. I mean, you are the only one who knows your body. I've had concussions. You've had concussions. I mean, you are the only one who knows your body.
But nothing hurts worse than being benched.
Exactly. So
and that hurts.
What
I mean,
hurts?
You're not thinking long term when you get
Tyler's
benched.
He's young. He's a young kid.
And if you shorten his name, he has the same name as Ty Gibbs.
Except he's got Red Dick as the last name. I think that's a lot cooler than Gibbs.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah. But talking about Red Dick,
let's talk about it.
I mean, if you think about it, that's a badass name. If you think about it, if you're male.
Okay.
And I'm not even going sexuality. It's still badass.
Yeah, I mean, I
No matter what you choose.
I'm kind of happy with mine, but
unless
if I had to pick another one, Red Dick would probably be up there in the top 5.
But have you ever looked into the Marlboro Man?
The Marlboro Man?
The Marlboro Man.
Marlboro Man? No.
Yeah. The cowboy out
His
there?
last name Red Dick?
No, it's his first name's Dick.
Yeah.
His last name's Hammer.
Dick Hammer.
That's badass.
Is it really?
Yes, Dick Hammer.
Is the Marlboro Man.
Is the first Marlboro Man. They've had a few.
Who was the second one?
I don't know. We can Google it.
Oh, I thought maybe you were like, you don't even smoke.
Pile driver?
You don't even smoke.
No, but I overheard that.
Didn't we have this discussion on the show? Like, if you were going to smoke, you would smoke Camels because you have a speedboat?
Yeah.
Camel Joe had a speedboat and IndyCar. He raced in Supercross. I remember going to the Supercross as a kid.
Remember when Camel Joe was super cool?
He was cool. Still is.
I know. And I was a kid when he came out. I was like, man.
Smoke Camels. You can be cool. Have all the ladies. Drive fast cars.
He'd wear sunglasses.
Yeah, that big old camel face.
Uh-huh.
But he was still
badass.
Cool.
Who do you think would win in a wrestling match? Camel Joe or Dick Hammer? With a name like Dick Hammer.
Is it Camel Joe or is it Smoking Joe?
I don't know.
Smoking Joe sounds better than Dick Hammer. I don't know.
Dick Hammer's pretty badass.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Marlboro Man then. I don't know. I'll stick with Smoking
Camel Joe. You could go to Camel Toe, and that ain't a man.
So you go Smoking Joe because you never heard of Smoking Toe.
Yeah.
So you go Smoking. I think it was Smoking Joe was his nickname. What they called him. I'm gonna go with Smoking Joe.
Do you think?
You can't whip a camel's butt. I'm just telling you.
You can't ask your wife, but we're talking Dick Hammer's a badass name for a man. Is Camel Toe a badass name for a woman?
No.
No?
It's not the same.
Well, yeah. I mean, what if you run into someone that their camel toe is bigger than your Dick Hammer?
Yeah, that's a big problem there.
Whoa.
Hey, what was that? Did you watch that movie with Kevin Hart? I think it was Ride Along with him and Ice Cube in it.
I did watch it.
What was his nickname? Like the Black Hammer or something?
Yeah.
It wasn't Dick Hammer. That's right. For some reason I was thinking maybe it was Dick Hammer, but it was the Black Hammer was his nickname, his gamer tag name.
You might as well be known as Thor if you're Dick Hammer, right?
It's the modern day Thor with lung cancer.
Yeah. He did die of emphysema.
Yeah, here's Dick Hammer with lung cancer. All right, we're going to Phoenix. Well, we're not, but NASCAR is going to Phoenix. And if we were going to Phoenix, Jamie, where would we not want to stay at?
Yeah, there's a few places we probably would not want to stay at. Some of them I actually read and said I've read this somewhere. And, they're not very talkative there in Phoenix. I think there's a lot of people from way up north.
I read a lot.
Retire there.
So I've read a lot about Phoenix, Arizona over the last couple of days, and They got a lot of urban legends there that are pretty nasty. So I would say people probably do keep to themselves. Skinwalkers. We've discussed skinwalkers.
Yeah, there's
on the
some
show.
mountains there that are possessed.
Yeah. I mean,
With like...
after these hotel reviews, I got a little info on Slaughterhouse Canyon to go along.
Oh, I
with
heard
Phoenix.
a podcast on that.
I listened to a podcast on it too the other day.
You ever listen to Belief Hole?
No.
It's a good one.
Belief Hole?
Belief Hole. They talk about all these weird things. But anyway, we're going to go with...
I bet they don't talk about Dick Hammer on the Belief Hole.
Dick Hammer's going to be a legend.
Oh, he's an urban legend.
If it's a boring race, I'll read his biography after the championship race. Because someone with the name of Dick Hammer had one hell of a life.
Where are we going to do hotel reviews from next week? Nashville? That's where the banquet is.
Well, we've already done Nashville. Huh.
We can do it twice.
Well, we'll just skip it.
Oh, no. Hotel reviews are my favorite part of the show.
Huh.
I think we need to get it. So this is what I'm thinking. We'll get to our hotel reviews here in just a second. But
We're going to Charlotte next week. We can review a real review. We'll post it.
yeah, but we're recording the show before we go.
That's true.
So the week after, we could actually do some drive-bys in Charlotte.
With our guns, drive by.
Not like those.
Go to jail.
Not those kind of drive-bys. We'll drive by the crappy hotels and ask if we can.
We got some crappy ones around Atlanta.
Yeah, I think we need.
We should do our home. You know what we should do? Our hometown hotel reviews.
Well, my hometown is the racetrack. I think we've already hit half of them when we did Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, but there's
reviews.
some sketch up there in Stockbridge where you grew up.
Oh yeah,
And there's some sketch down in Macon where I grew up.
you ever stayed in a double wide hotel?
Wow, no. Didn't know they
Stockbridge.
existed.
Stockbridge has a few, I guarantee it. I think we need to get a map.
Oh, trailer park reviews.
I think we need to get a map. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
We might just add that to the show for the
If
fun
I'm
of it.
downtrodden and they repo my house, I want to know where to put my single wide.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think we need to get a big map of the United States, all 54 states. Put it on the wall, and each week during the show, we throw a dart. Whatever state that dart hits is the state we do our reviews from.
We could do that.
Unless we hit the same state every week.
You know that in Macon, called the Magnolia Hotel, the city was so disgusted with it, they condemned it and just tore it down last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to it?
Oh, I used to see it all the time. I never stayed there.
Well, that's what I meant. I figured you'd stay at it. But
It was built in like the 1920s, and I don't think they ever... Well, look at it. We'll find something to entertain us.
all right.
But we got Justin Taylor at Super 8 by Wyndham.
Sounds like a
I did
country.
not find an Oyo in Phoenix.
No, I'll go.
No. So we had to do the second best.
Right.
If you're the second worst, are you the second best? And in the worst category?
Second.
Should best be used with worse?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
You think Oyo's worse than Wyndham, though? I think our Wyndham reviews have given us moon-eyed peoples, and
Our Wyndham reviews are
we've had Asians jumping out of kitchen cabinets and on the West Coast.
Wyndham's a pretty sketch chain.
We've had hillbillies on the East Coast jumping out of holes in the floor.
And I think half of my reviews are Wyndham's.
We can go up to Southwest Virginia and review hotels.
They got those no names.
I bet they got yo-yos.
Yo.
All right, Justin Taylor at the Super 8.
1 out of 5. He said he goes down the whole.
Oh, an idiot.
Is there a negative stars? Question mark. No, Justin.
No, Justin Taylor, if you're listening, sir, there's no option for negative.
Is this your first time in your life on vacation, Justin?
We only paid $77.
Paid $77 for a room, and this was just a few months ago. So he's not that bright.
He paid Landon Castle.
Yeah. $77 for the room. Kind of expected what I was paying for, but this was way worse.
I don't know. I would expect worse for $77.
77's pretty well. If you're under 50, you got problems.
Yeah.
Soon as the door opened and I stepped into our oasis of attempted R&R,
What?
rest and
Oh,
relaxation.
phew. I thought they were doing something dirty.
No. My dad was in the Navy. That's what they call a vacation. Little R&R.
Okay. Well,
And you're like, yes, sir.
and
He's
bondage
going,
or
we're
something.
going to go for a little R&R. And you'd say, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just
Make your bed before we leave.
why do we have whips and chains with R&R? I don't know.
But we had that in the last week's episode.
That's true. We definitely did.
Well, she didn't go into detail. There were gags.
I don't know. She went into pretty good detail.
without getting nasty. The cockroaches ran a sprint for darkness. Whoa.
Who won?
Yeah, he didn't number his cockroaches. Between them and the cripple selling pills out of his wheelchair.
You know what? That's disrespectful. What if that's all he's got?
Pills or
Yeah.
a wheelchair?
Both. What if he's a homeless cripple selling pills? All he's got to sell is those pills.
Well, he should be charging a good enough markup to make a decent living.
That's true.
And the Fort Phoenix PD that made it known that this wasn't the hotel we wanted to stay at. Although tired from a 26.5-hour drive, we decided to take our caravan further north to Glendale. So, was he running the Cannonball?
Maybe. And he said caravan, so is he a gypsy?
Or is it one of them? Isn't that a Dodge minivan is a caravan?
Yeah, it is.
But they also in Europe call a travel trailer caravan. Like your travel trailer is a caravan in Europe.
But a caravan of people would be a bunch of gypsies.
Maybe they're gypsies.
Or maybe they're like a traveling circus.
Have you ever looked at Ancestry to see what the last name Tyler means? It could mean traveling gypsies.
Could. But his last name's Taylor, so.
Is it Tyler or Taylor?
I don't know. Your math is better than my English.
Anyway, that's all he said. I guess Glendale's better. I didn't look up any hotels in Glendale. He should have given us the name of the hotel in Glendale.
Yeah, then we could. And how much he paid for it.
Yeah, because then
if it was $78 a night instead of $77, then I would understand.
Haven't you noticed, though, while we do these reviews, 20 extra bucks would get you a hell of a lot nicer place? Just $20.
I think we learned that in January.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we had to pay for 2 rooms. We just chose to stay in one and not the other.
Yeah, but I mean, the second one was more than the first one.
That second one, man, looked awesome compared to that first one.
Obviously, we're staying there again.
Yep. And we'll be driving by the Beach House Inn to get to the track.
Oh, yeah, we'll stop by and say, hey.
Should we go to that
I'm going in.
short, tiny, skinny lady with a...
I'm wearing my gold gloves.
we should. We should wear our fingerless gloves in.
Yeah, both of us.
And just go, cut our sleeves off regardless of the temperature.
Yep.
So now we have another Super 8 by Wyndham, Ashley Knopf.
Knopf.
I don't think he pronounced the K.
Ada. Knopf. I like Knopf better than Knopf.
Knopf?
Knopf.
All right.
She's Russian.
She gave it a 1 out of 5. You think Knopf is Russian?
Today it is.
Have you been on Ancestry? Looking up your family history?
No, because I don't trust Ancestry. They want my DNA so they can sell it to the government. I'm not getting on there.
Because being a dependent of a government employee, they already have it.
You think they got mine?
Was your dad in the military?
No.
Probably not.
So why would I get...
Have you ever had blood taken at your doctor's?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but see, I
don't think the government isn't in all that?
I don't think Ancestry DNA is selling my DNA to our government. I think they're selling it to the Chinese government who's creating weapons that will track Americans.
My father went and worked for
the Chinese
NSA.
Well, there you go. So you know.
They know.
Yeah, I know they know.
They're listening to us right now on the microphone in the podcast universe.
I'm sure. I hope they listen. We need all the NSA we can get to listen.
They probably watch us through our televisions while we're watching television.
That's fine too. They want to watch that. That's on them.
They might look at me through my camera lens on my phone when I'm on Pornhub.
There's no doubt they're tracking you. When you're on John Force's website.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to call Pornhub.
Don't they sponsor him? That would be awesome. He's driving the Pornhub dragster.
That's what we're just going to call Pornhub from now on, johnforce.com.
Yep, johnforce.com. Anyway, Ashley Knopf,
the Russian,
is a wackadoo. We didn't say wackadoo last week, did we?
I don't know.
We threw Putin in, but we didn't do wackadoo.
I'm sure we slid it in somewhere.
I like Putin because that's what I say my dog's doing when he's farting.
Putin?
Yeah. Are you Putin?
Putin?
You got a front yard there. My dog does not like to poop in the fenced-in backyard.
You think he was named after a fart?
I think so.
His parents... No wonder he's such an evil person.
Well, it was during the Cold War that my dad was in the military.
So you know all about it.
I hate Russians.
You lived over there?
I was raised to hate Russians.
Did you live in Russia?
Did not.
You lived in Japan, though?
Mm-hmm.
That's close.
It is. You can go across the China Sea into Korea and straight up through China. You're in Russia. But you fly over Russia to fly to Japan. You go over the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, and then you go over Russian islands.
So do you think the Russians stole all the crab?
I think the Russians gave crabs to all the prostitutes in America.
I mean, they had to cancel crab fishing season this year in America because there's no crab left. They're like 3 million missing.
I think so.
So you think the Russians stole them?
They're catching them in their submarines.
I do too. Or they're just hurting.
I don't trust them.
I think they're hurting them. They have underwater submarines, and they're out there looking at the crabs, and they're like hurting them. Like, "Murr."
I also don't trust China.
Move, crabs.
China could have done it too.
Well, they were probably the Russians were driving a Chinese-made sub to steal the crab. That's what happened, and it's on TikTok, I'm sure, because China owns TikTok.
But I'm sure we might have a liberal listener. One.
Your wife listens?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. She is a Democrat. We cancel each other's votes. We might as well not vote. Don't you think? Don't you think we might as well not vote? It's the same outcome.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, if you think about it.
You know what? One day I should lie to her and just say I'm not going to vote.
See if she does.
She won't. No, I'll rush over and vote.
In and vote.
Yeah.
Has she already voted?
We went together.
Do you?
Yeah. So I know we cancel each other out.
Like completely? She doesn't lean right at all? Or do y'all not talk about politics?
Don't talk about it because when we first got married, I was like, how can you do that? I would say, don't you know what they're doing? And she's like, who? I'm like, China and Russia.
Putin.
And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they've infiltrated our political system.
They have to be Democrats.
She's like, what party? I'm like, both parties.
That's a fact.
They're all against us. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, have you noticed? Doesn't matter how well we do, we make less and less every year. They can just sop it up with inflation if you're doing real good.
Yeah, but I think some states you get to keep more than others. Like, you get to keep more of your money than others.
Not in Georgia.
No.
Well, you get rid of sales tax.
Florida don't have sales tax. Tennessee don't have sales tax. Where else don't have it?
Income tax. Delaware doesn't have it. Wyoming and New Hampshire.
Arizona doesn't have daylight savings time. I don't know if that helps with financials, but I just figured I'd throw it out there since that's where we're going next weekend.
The world kind of opens and closes with the markets in New York. But let's get back to Ashley.
We are racing in Phoenix, Arizona on the weekend time changes, and we're racing in the one state that doesn't do time change.
That's true.
I don't really know what time to watch the race this weekend now. Do we watch it on our time, their time?
NBC has to do a very good job of advertising what time the race is. Eastern time.
Is it our Eastern, though, or is it Phoenix Eastern?
I don't know. It's got to be our. I mean, let's think about it. Don't you think that NASCAR is still a Southeastern-based sport?
I mean, for at least the next couple of years.
You think they can spread it?
Well, I think they'll run off their original fan base that they've had for 75 years.
Well, they've already done that.
Okay, so let's finish it off and then start over.
We have a listener, my uncle, Uncle Mike. Hey, Mike. But he doesn't watch NASCAR anymore, but he listens to our podcast. Well, unfortunately, this is where he gets his news, and there's not a lot of news in it.
This is where he gets
this is where he gets his NASCAR news.
Oh, okay. I was saying just news in general. Like,
well, yeah, pretty much.
We better get local news on here for Uncle Mike. Where's Uncle Mike?
Oh, no, not drunk Uncle Mike. Sober Uncle Mike.
Oh, okay.
North Carolina Mike.
Which other Uncle Mike you got?
Probably every sexually transmitted disease under the sun and does every drug that they've ever made.
No, I didn't know. Oh, that's that Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
Went to jail, Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize his name was Mike.
Oh, yeah. We got good and bad. Yin and yang.
You would think in your family somebody would have bought one of the women a name book. Because everybody in your family is named Mike or James.
Mike is on my mother's side of the family, and James is on the Pharaoh side.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of Mikes and a bunch of Jameses.
Yeah.
When you walked into the sales meeting that day with your Harvard Law School diploma for James Pharaoh, I about fell out.
That was funny. They didn't know it was my dad's.
How many jobs could you get with a doctorate? I have a doctorate. Here's my degree to prove it.
Call me doctor.
I graduated
No
in
one looked at the date on that.
Oh, that's what was funny.
They were idiots. I wasn't even born yet. How could I get a PhD?
All right, now we can go back to the Super 8 located in Russia. From Canon.
She would give it a negative star if she could.
You just go picking the ones who do this?
They all say it. Avoid at all costs. No rooms available, even though we had a paid reservation. While waiting in the parking lot for less than 10 minutes while we tried to figure out what we were doing, my children watched a naked woman walk along the second floor in numerous attics around the property. Huh.
So, I have a lot of questions here. For one, was she a good-looking woman?
She doesn't say.
And how does she know they were addicts?
Well, there was another one I considered putting in here where they walked in their room, but someone had broken into it and were shooting up, squirting blood out of their arm.
So that's how they know.
But they said in that review they didn't tie their arm off like they should, which I don't know anything about heroin, but I guess that stops the blood from squirting out.
I guess. Never done it.
But how would you know? If you're walking in on an addict, how would you know? I mean,
Maybe you're a recovering addict.
Is there a book that tells me how to shoot up heroin?
No.
Well, how do you know how to do it? You got to learn by doing? You're like an apprentice addict?
I think you have to have a good dealer.
A good dealer. Yeah, I guess.
Quality matters. I mean, especially with the fentanyl going around nowadays. I mean, you want to make sure you trust your dealer to get.
How do you know? Is there a test kit to tell if it's fentanyl?
You would think we would have a test right now that we would be passing out.
It should be free.
Like
the government could hand it out.
Why are we not focused on the fentanyl? I mean, it's a serious problem in this country right now. People are dying left and right from fentanyl overdose.
Don't you think there might be? You're not going to stop the deaths, because if I got this little free thing they gave me at the park while I'm a heroin addict, and I can put your whatever you give me into it, shake it, and it turns
but a lot
pink.
of them isn't.
Oh, this is fentanyl, you piece of shit. Boom!
It's not the heroin that's getting people, it's the cocaine. When you put that fentanyl in the cocaine.
Might be a good time to switch to marijuana while it's legal and probably tested.
Yeah.
In certain states, quality control.
I mean, it's been around a long time.
You think they'll catch if there's fentanyl in the marijuana?
Probably. I don't think the effects of fentanyl and marijuana are the same. Never done fentanyl, so I don't really know, but I'm just assuming.
Can you do fentanyl in a controlled space?
No. Well, yeah, at the hospital. That's the problem now. It's not doctors are not putting fentanyl in cocaine. It's cartels, and they don't have the know-how, apparently. How do we get on fentanyl from hotel reviews?
Is it just, I think they just, but you would think if you're a drug dealer, it's a bad idea to kill your customers. Are they just going for that one hit profit?
Yeah, there's no repeat business if you kill
There's
them.
no customer service in drug dealing?
I don't think drug dealers tend to kill their clients, though.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't either. So I think what it is they're buying it, then they sell it, and then it kills them, and then they go, we don't want to sell this no more. It's not good for business.
Would you get mad at your supplier and shoot him if you're a drug dealer because they killed all of your customers? I would.
Probably.
I mean, I've seen Tony Montana go crazy with his machine gun.
Well,
that's what I would do if you killed all my customers.
That's the cocaine.
Was it fentanyl in his cocaine? Is that why he went nuts?
He probably wouldn't have been going nuts. It wouldn't have been a long movie.
Dead?
Yeah, 30-second movie. Just a little clip.
Did he kill Michelle Pfeiffer? I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I'll have to go back and watch it. We can watch that before we do the Cannonball Run.
You know what's crazy? When I was a kid, it was rated R in theaters. They wouldn't let me in. But like,
what, with your brother?
6 months later, I could rent it at the VHS rental place.
Blockbuster?
Yeah. We had a place called Earl's in D.C. I think Blockbuster bought them out later, but...
We had a place called Key Video. It had these little round dog tags, and it had little hooks, and you would go around to the wooden shelves that had the outside cover of the movie only on the shelf, and it had these little round buttons.
Oh, they didn't want you to steal it, did they?
No. So you would grab the button off the hook, take it to the front desk, hand in this little bitty round about the size of a nickel, and it had something written on it, like the name of the movie written on it or the location. And then he would go into the back secret room and come out with your VHS tape.
See, at Earl's, it was an empty container. You brought to them, and then they put the movie in.
That's how it was at Blockbuster, too.
Should we go back to the Knopf?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we did the Knopf. She had the naked woman.
Yeah, she was naked with addicts.
For 10 minutes.
Russian naked woman.
That's how we got in fentanyl, because of the addicts. And here we have...
What's the name of the hotel?
This is Victory Inn.
Oh, okay.
But the lady that refused it, it sounds like a cheap hotel, her name.
That's what I thought the name of the hotel was.
Crystal Delight.
So if you're staying at the Crystal Delight...
Isn't Crystal meth? Because they call it crystal meth.
Crystal Delight, I think, is a type of tea.
Meth tea?
No, just tea. Like
there seems to be a lot of drugs in Phoenix. Have you noticed that? And naked people.
Well, it's hot.
Do you think you do more drugs when there are more drugs being done in Atlanta in the summertime?
Well, no, but
there's more murders.
I think when you get hot, there's only so much you can take off. So you go off San Francisco and take all your clothes off.
Do you think that's why there's more murders in the summer? People are hot and their tempers are shorter?
Well, I know when I'm hot, I'm ill. I never killed nobody when I got mad, but just saying it's a possibility I could see happening if somebody got hot enough. Not with me, but if somebody got hot enough, they could kill somebody.
Well, Crystal Delight, who sounds like a drug,
meth.
She gave 1 out of 5 to the Victory Inn.
Why don't we just call her Crystal Meth?
I only picked this because we're going to a race and it's called the Victory Inn. It's the only reason. And I had to dig deep. There were a lot of bad reviews, but most of them were like one words, like dump, poo shed, Putin. So she says this place is horrible. It is one of the worst hotels I stayed in. On my first day there, the restroom was horrible. The toilet seat was broken. The furniture was broken and dirty. The rugs had many stains on it. But overall, the worst part, a guy jumped through our window while we were there. I hope she was on the first floor, not the second, because that would really be weird. The windows had no locks on it.
Was it a hillbilly?
Yeah, was that our buddy from Bristol? Went to winter in Phoenix?
Well, we're in Arizona, so it's probably the Asian guy from San Francisco. So she jumped out of the kitchen cabinet and through their window.
She doesn't describe anything about the guy that jumped through the window. Later that, someone kept on knocking on our door, and we were hearing loud bangs and screaming. We left immediately. We didn't even get to spend a whole night there. The atmosphere of it is just bad. You don't feel safe there.
They left immediately after somebody was knocking on the door. But they didn't leave immediately after somebody jumped through the window.
I'm done.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm done.
Did they knock on the door, then jump through the window? Or did they jump through the window, then knock on the door to get out?
It's hard to tell.
Nights Inn. I've stayed
Yeah, but this Nights Inn is Phoenix North Black Canyon Highway. How many Nights Inn are there in Phoenix? I mean, that's very descriptive.
I say Crayon.
And we got Sincere Stevens. Are these people using fake names? We had Crystal Meth, and now we're Sincere Stevens.
I don't think that's sincere. I think that's...
Sensory?
Yeah, Sensoria.
Sensoria Stevens?
Sensoria sounds like something you can't get rid of with penicillin.
Cyanamide?
Cyncere.
Have you noticed that...
Nacaria.
It's cyanamide that always runs out on your printer. Have you noticed that? That's the first one to go.
I thought it said kyanic or cayenne, like the pepper.
Well, that could be.
So maybe this guy's name is Cayenne Sir.
Maybe he ran out.
Cayenne Sir.
He was named after the first ink that runs out on his printer.
Cayenne Sir Steepens.
But we don't know. That's not. What's your pronoun, Sensory?
Steppens.
What is your pronoun?
I don't even know what a pronoun is, so you're going to confuse me with this crap again.
They're going to start asking that where we work at the beginning of meetings.
Oh, no.
Brad, what is your pronoun?
I'm going to get fired because I failed English class now.
Do you think they could, but come on, HR, do you think they could answer you when you go, I don't even know what a pronoun is? They're going to go,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're going to have to give me a definition.
I think the HR people would go, Jill?
Ice cream.
Jill, what's my pronoun, Jill? Where are we?
Probably the Magus.
Are we flying in the air, Jill? But anyway, sincere, whatever their name is, cyanamide.
Serena Steffa Williams.
The price for a 5-night stay was very cheap. Whoa.
Who books 5 nights at the Night's Inn?
This place was rated like 2.2 out of 5. They should have known this was going to be bad. However, when I got to the property, it was very unusual. One individual had a pot cooking on the gravel. What?
It's so hot there you can fry eggs on the sidewalk, they say.
So that's what they were doing?
Yeah.
Just frying pan in the sun, a pot. They were making stew.
Or maybe you just had pot.
Maybe they were cooking meth.
Maybe. With Crystal from the last review.
I walked in my room and it was like stepping into a crack house. What? Okay. I was overwhelmed by the surrounding area. I got anxiety. Oh, man. Started shaking and couldn't move.
That's probably from the crack.
The curtain was torn and everyone could see in the room. There was one light bulb for the entire room, and the room was dirty and disgusting. It looked as if there were dried up vomit under the bed night table stand. I immediately left the room and got a refund. Now, well, hold it. Why is she looking under the nightstand?
She's looking for that sign that
crack
says, yes,
residue?
She's probably looking for the crack pipe that the guy before her dropped. I think we should combine all these reviews. Like,
look, she put where she's from. Donners Grove, Illinois. We need to hunt her down.
We need to check out Donner's Groves. It's probably
read their reviews.
Yeah.
See how she was raised.
If you'll leave Donner's Grove for 5 nights at the Night's Inn in Phoenix North Black Canyon Highway.
Isn't Donner's Pass where they were eating each other, those pioneers?
Yeah. Well, this is
the cannibals.
The Grove is before you get to the pass.
That was where they first started eating people?
That's where they came from.
At the Grove.
They started at.
Hey,
we only eat the old people at the Grove.
If you're a Donner, when you say your sister looked good, it has a whole new meaning.
I know that Netflix Jeffrey Donner.
No, that was Dahmer.
Oh.
He's related, though, I think. Didn't he, like, kill boys and eat them?
Donner Grove, it says Downer.
Well, that's even worse. Downer.
Well, that's why they went to the crackhead.
Everything in this review, all these reviews are related to drugs. Downers Grove, is that where depressed people who are on Downers hang out? At the Grove in Illinois?
What about this Premier Inns review?
It's pretty.
Like dirty rooms, hookers, and drug dealers all over the place, then this is the place for you.
Oh, this is from Travelocity. This is one of those anonymous. But it's Johnny B9966.
Johnny Bananas.
Johnny B.
Or Johnny B. Good.
You know, that was a...
Do you know who Johnny Bananas is?
No, but my dad listened to the Beach Boys and the Sloop John B. You ever heard of the Sloop John B?
No.
Get on the Sloop John B.
You never heard of
Grandpappy and me.
I can't believe you don't know who Johnny Bananas is. Did you not watch MTV growing up?
Oh, I loved MTV. I saw the first day it was on TV.
You're older than me, so. You ever watch The Challenge?
No.
Yeah. The Real World?
I saw The Real World.
Road Rules?
Saw Road Rules.
So Road Rules turned into The Challenge. Johnny Bananas is a guy who's been on The Challenge and won it.
See, I think what happened was they went total reality, and that's when I stopped watching MTV. Now there's MTV Classic.
Well, there's a 12-year difference in age between me and you. So somewhere in that 12 years, they went from Road Rules to The Challenge. So you would have probably already outgrown.
So grunge was still on MTV when I was really, music defined my life. Kind of. I mean,
When I started watching MTV, like the first music video I can remember watching, I don't know. I remember watching Will Smith getting jiggy with it.
Oh, I
remember that video. The Men in Black, I remember that video being on a lot.
I remember that.
That Will Smith, the Men in Black song he did.
That was just before they went total reality. They invented it.
Well, then it went to Total Request live show and all that.
TRL?
Yeah, all that came next. Now, I was in high school during all that, but I'm trying to think of like the first time I watched MTV was probably Beavis and Butthead, to be honest with you.
Loved Beavis.
That's probably what I remember first from MTV. Would have been Beavis and Butthead and then Daria. Did you watch that?
See, I was in elementary school when they first came up with Daria, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember cable wasn't everywhere, but I had a neighbor who I went to school with, Lisa Rivera. She lived 2 houses down. Her parents had cable. So after school, I swear she had 30 people sitting in her living room. We heard MTV was coming out. We didn't see it when it first came on, but after school we saw it. And we were like, whoa. This is awesome.
That's like Ricky Rackman. I follow him on Twitter. I was reading some things he does live shows called One Foot in the Gutter.
He does rock and racing too, or is it racing and rock?
I think it's rock and racing. On the radio, he does that. I think he's on the Warner Robins, like South Georgia radio.
Yeah, that's where I am. Q106.
He records it up at his house in Charlotte. He lives in Charlotte. He's married to Leah Vendetta. That's the girl who I told you I wanted to get tattooed by next week. But
I thought she was a porn star.
No, she's a tattoo artist.
Oh.
Leah Vendetta.
Okay, sorry.
I want to get tattooed by her next week. I want to make
somebody a porn star that's not a porn star.
Well, next week we'll be in Charlotte. I was going to get tattooed by her, but I couldn't get anything set up. Too short notice.
She's that booked?
Yeah. Well, they're on a ride right now.
A ride?
Yeah, motorcycle ride.
Oh.
Like he does Ricky's ride. He does the Cal Petty ride every year. At least I think they're on a ride. I'm not sure where they're at, but it was too short notice to get anything set up, so I'm going to do it next year.
Johnny B. Won't get away from Ricky Rathman. Johnny B says never again for the premier ends. If you like dirty rooms, hookers, and drug dealers all over the place, then this is the place for you. When you wake up in the morning, it's like you're at an episode of Cops. Cops are raiding rooms all morning. The staff is horrible. Druggies pounding on your door all night and threatening you to open up the door. People looking in your car. Well, I thought I put on personal focus. It's Kevin Kinsler. Hi, Kevin. People looking in your car windows to see what they can steal. The office and security guard couldn't give a damn about your safety.
You gonna stop that?
I thought I hit stop. There, I hit stop again. They know exactly what's going on in there. I wouldn't doubt that they're probably getting drugs for themselves, too. They put our family with a baby in a unit that they knew was being used as a drug house the night before, and that is straight from the security officer's mouth. Fear for your life if you ever stay here. This place should be shut down.
That's the first shutdown we've had of the episode.
First time that even the security guard admitted this is.
Yeah, I don't think they intentionally put their family. You booked a room here without reading reviews, so you put your family. But they didn't say
it wasn't clean. If it was used as a drug house the night before and they cleaned it, how do you know?
Then how can you be mad about it?
Right.
All right, Phoenix, Arizona. One of the urban legends I ran across this week is Luna's Canyon, also known Slaughterhouse Canyon. It's located 187 miles from the racetracks, about a 3-hour drive northwest in Kingsman, Arizona.
Is this a place someone going to the race should go do a little touristy trip on?
Yeah, I actually want to look at this on a map when we go on the Cannonball, see how far we actually go from Kingsman, Arizona, because I would like to check this out.
On the way back.
Yeah, okay.
We're on a time run. Or Prius.
Oh, yeah, on the way there, but I'm talking about on the way home. Hopefully we still have a Prius to get home in.
Well, bring in the title. Someone will have a Prius.
So legend has it in the 1800s gold rush, a family lived down in the bottom of Slaughterhouse Canyon. The father would leave weeks at a time, go out hunting for food, working, whatever, and bring money back. But one time he left and he never returned. Meanwhile, his wife and children were left alone waiting on him to come back in the canyon, and they slowly began to starve. As the family withered away, their screams of starvation could be heard circulating around the bottom of the canyon.
Isn't that kind of dumb?
What?
Couldn't they walk out of the canyon and find some food somewhere?
I don't know. It was different in the 1800s. So eventually the mom goes crazy, couldn't bear it no more, so she chops up her kids and throws them in the creek and then kills herself.
Why'd she eat them like the Donners?
I'm glad she didn't eat them.
Why would you chop them up and throw them in a creek?
I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't just kill them and then kill yourself and be done with it.
You're a pioneer out there. You don't have a gun? Put them out of their misery quickly. Chopping them up into pieces sounds really nasty.
Visitors to Slaughterhouse Canyon have reported feeling sorrow and desperation in the air where the homestead used to be located at. They say on evenings and nights when the air is still and thick, it's reported that you can hear the screams of the kids that the mother chopped up and hear her screaming for the decision she made to kill her children. Hikers have often said that they feel like they're being watched by something when they're in the area. Their tents they've even been reported that their tents have been destroyed by unseen forces.
That's creepy, dude.
I still think we should check it out. Not that we should stay there. I mean, we should get there about midday, 12-ish, and leave about 1.
I go to church.
High
people,
noonish.
They'll say, ghosts aren't real.
Yeah.
I'll point out to the Bible that Jesus called back Lazarus's soul. Don't forget he cast demons into pigs. So how can you say that's not real if it's in the Bible? Don't forget the King Saul went and saw the witch of Endor.
I don't know that I did.
And she told him what was going to happen.
I don't know that I don't believe this. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm smart enough not to go to Slaughterhouse Canyon and tempt something.
You wouldn't go pour a pentagram in gasoline and stand in the middle of it?
No.
At midnight?
Not going to Motley Crue it. No. Definitely not. So I just thought it was a neat little story. There's a lot of urban legends in this area. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Aztec and the Mexican legends coming up from Mexico. They kind of all intertwine down the southeast because this same legend.
Weren't the Comanches killing settlers too? I mean, there's a lot of death out there.
There's another one I was reading about, a screaming woman that's come out. It's known in South America. It's an old Aztec story, but it's also found very prominent in Southern California and in this Phoenix area, near the racetrack area. But
they were part of California was Mexico until the Mexican-American War.
I couldn't find enough on that particular story to tie it to Arizona to put it in the episode. So that's why I ended up going with Slaughterhouse Canyon. Like I said, if you want to find out more about that, it's Luna's Canyon or Slaughterhouse Canyon, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm Slaughterhouse. Just kind of stay away.
Yeah, it's easy to remember.
I can go during the day.
All right, so we're going to Phoenix Raceway. It is a 1 mile, 10-degree banking track. It's got 4 turns. It's asphalt.
So it's flat.
Yeah, it's a flat 1 mile boring track. It seats 51,000 people. NASCAR owns it. First opened in 64. That's 1964. The race is 3 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what happens with the time change, if that messes that up or not, but we'll just have to watch and see. It's going to be on NBC TV and MRN radio. Like I said, time change might mess that up too. Who knows? Last time we raced at Phoenix, you're finishing, I think I did 11 drivers here because Kurt Busch was in the top 10. And since he's not racing, I just went to the top 11. So Chase Briscoe won here. Ross Chastain finished second. Tyler Reddick finished third. Ryan Blaney fourth. Kurt Busch finished fifth. Kevin Harvick sixth. Kyle Busch seventh. Joey Logano eighth. Daniel Suarez ninth. Christopher Buescher 10th. And Chase Elliott finished 11th. So if you look, you got Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, both are right there. I don't see Christopher Bell. I don't know where he finished at. But those two are in the top. Your championship, in my opinion, is one of those. Chase Elliott finished 11th.
I don't think Chase is going to win this year.
I just don't think he's had it. But he could. I mean, he runs good at Phoenix. But so I go my picks for this weekend. Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell.
I think you need to pick one, and that's it, since there's only 4. Which one?
Take Ross Chastain.
See, I'm going to take Christopher Bell because he just won on a flat track. And he's going to flat track. And I think Denny is a team player, and Denny is going to block for him.
I don't think
Kyle Busch, nah. He ain't going to do squat.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ross wins it.
I'm really disappointed Denny wasn't in the Final 4.
Yeah, because I had Denny going all the way. I had Denny winning the championship, so.
He's got like 2 years left at his prime.
Watch Chase go out and win it. I mean, it's been.
I can see Joey Logano beating Chase.
And it's been that kind of crappy season, too.
Well, he's won when we haven't picked him.
Yeah. It would just, for Joey Logano, it just. What better to top off a crap season like we've had than with Joey Logano winning the championship?
Or as I like to call him, Upchuck.
I just don't like him.
I don't either.
I like to call him anything.
Every time I say his name, I throw up.
I definitely don't want to call him 2-time champion Joey Logano.
Oh, jeez.
But Ross Chastain, after what Ross did this weekend at Martinsville,
he's Superman.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. He's a superhero.
He's okay. He can win the champ. I'm okay with him winning the championship now. So, well, cool. You got Chris Bell. I got Ross Chastain. Next Monday when we get together, we'll see who won, I guess. You never know.
And we'll find a substitute for the hotels or find some horrible hotels.
Yeah,
what city do you think has the worst hotels in America? New York?
Probably. We haven't done New York City yet. I don't know. I would think
well, the Glen is so far away.
It's got to be highly populated. So I'm thinking
Detroit,
New Orleans, Louisiana, somewhere. Chicago.
Atlanta's got some shady hotels.
Yeah,
and we've only covered the ones around the track.
Yeah, I mean, I think we hit major cities. Just do something like that.
LA's got to have some sketch.
Yeah, but we get to go to LA. So we'll have we didn't do reviews when we went to the Clash the first time.
No, we didn't.
We didn't really know what the heck we were doing. That was like episode 1.5. Remember we did like 2 in 1 week in the beginning?
We really sucked at the beginning. We really did.
Most
what did I don't remember what we recorded it on. Our computers?
I don't remember, man. It sounded horrible.
I was using
Bluetooth headphones to record our first episode. I think we used the Anchor app.
Oh, yeah. The Anchor app sucked. Oh, yeah. They sponsor us.
No, they're great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But the app was difficult to use.
Yeah. Get a digital recorder.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the app's good if you have, you don't want to use Bluetooth headphones.
We would have never done it without the app. Yeah. I mean, they got us started.
Oh, and we're still going through them. So
yeah, other than learning better.
Hey, we're better learned now.
Yeah.
We're more educated.
We're going to try to even improve next year.
We're more learned than we were at the beginning. I mean, it's 39 episodes this week.
We're going to fix it to where we can market this thing next season.
Our brokenness will be fixed.
We can pay for a tank of gas going to a race next year?
Cannonball, man. We got the Cannonball. We want everybody who listens, share this podcast this week with like one friend, get them to listen, and then we can keep growing the show. We can get sponsorship so we can do the Cannonball. And then we could pay to get back from the Cannonball.
Yeah. Or, we do need to raise enough money to fly home in an emergency with 1 day ticket. That's going to be expensive one way.
Yeah. Y'all want to join along? Y'all can go with us. I mean, help us out.
So we got 2 back seats. What would we charge someone to do the Cannonball with us?
Oh, shit. Like a
2,000
ultimate fan experience. This is like the Dale Jr. Dirty Mo Media ultimate fan experience, except for race car spelled backwards. You can ride in the back seat of the Prius for 6,000 miles round trip with me and Jamie.
Or we pick you up in New York.
I don't know, man. Like,
I figure it's going to cost us out of pocket about $2,000.
how much do you
With
think
no
we should
sponsors.
charge for somebody to go with us?
$2,000.
$2,000, you can ride, man.
They'll get halfway through and go, God dang, will they ever shut up? Let me out here.
We get 2 people, it's $1,000 a person.
I'm getting out at the next gas station.
We get a wagon and pull. You can ride in the red wagon.
$2,000 a seat. You can do the cannonball with us.
Say 500.
2 other seats.
500.
But you have to control. You're going to control the cooler of caffeinated drinks in the back.
I haven't drank a energy drink in like 6 years.
Oh, we're going to have to drink. It's going to be coffee in the morning.
I'm going to need a coffee maker in the car. Can we get a Keurig? Can we run a Keurig in the back seat?
We probably should test that out.
I think we can, though.
I got an inverter.
Yeah, we can use the inverter.
Well, that's in worse shape than the Prius. Prius is.
I'll get a new
just
inverter.
got a lot of miles.
I'll get us an inverter then, if it'll work.
You've heard the fan on mine. It's dying. It's.
Yeah. Well, that's how all of them sound. So we just need
No, I had one that didn't make it.
I wonder if there's an in-car Keurig. But wow, I have a Keurig here at the house. We can just take it, put it in the back seat floorboard. I don't drink energy drinks. Like, I don't know what that. I don't want to have a heart attack on the Cannonball Run, in North Dakota.
Oh, I'm not going to drink like Red Bull. That tastes like crap anyway.
Yeah, so I'll do coffee.
If we're in North Dakota, we're way lost. Is that the Badlands right there? Hey, look. Is that George Washington up on that mountain?
Hey,
That's South Dakota, though, isn't it?
It's going to be fun. Either way. All right.
$2,000 a seat. That's what we're doing. $2,000.
$2,000 a seat.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a $2,000 profit.
You got between 38 and 48 hours of us.
No, that's just the Cannonball.
And trust
if
me.
you start in Atlanta,
Oh, yeah.
go to New York.
12 hours.
Go from New York to L.A.
Then back to Atlanta.
Back to Atlanta.
6,000 miles of us.
You've spent 6,000 miles. That's like more than 40 episodes.
That's true.
We could actually, if we
You're
listen,
like a Patreon without being a Patreon, aren't you?
Yeah. You're the ultimate fan. I would almost just let somebody ride with us.
You know what? We'd have strangers in the back, but we'd be best buds or enemies when we're done.
Oh, yeah. I think you listen to us enough. We could pick Chaos up while we're out in L.A. He can ride back with us.
I think he died. Aren't they all dead from that movie? Farrah died. Bert died. What was that big fat
Yeah, I guess
dude's
they
name?
are now. All of
His
them.
children are actors. What was Captain Chaos's name?
I don't remember.
I think they're all dead.
They might all be dead. We'll have to pick up Chaos Ball then. He'll have to come back with us.
Well, if you're riding with us, we're going to call you Chaos.
All right.
We need Bert and Mrs. or Mr. Chaos with us.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. You think we can find a Dr. Pepper?
If your name's Dr. Pepper, you can ride with us for free.
Yeah. Except you're going to have to provide your own food and drink.
That's all I got this week. You got anything else, man?
No, that's it.
Thanks to everybody who follows the show, who shares us on social media, listens each week. We greatly appreciate it. Check us out on Spotify and make sure you rate us. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple and leave us a review. Check out our website. We're racecarbackwards.com. And because Jamie requested it, you can also shoot us an email. It's racarbackwardspod@gmail.com. Jamie would love to read your emails.
I don't have the password. You have it.
I'll forward them to you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I would give you the password, but if I say it right now, everybody will have it.
But really, we are overjoyed that people listen to us.
Oh, we greatly
It makes our
appreciate
day.
everybody.
Every single one of you.
We enjoy interacting with you on Twitter. I mean, we actually have some pretty cool listeners.
And if we ever offend you to the point you don't want to listen to us,
We're sorry.
you got the email. We are sorry. We don't want to lose a listener.
Just send Jamie an email. I'll give him the password.
Believe it or not, we accept everyone.
If it wasn't for Janet, I wouldn't have dressed up as you today.
Did she suggest that?
Well, she dressed up, and somehow that ended up me talking about dressing up as you.
I
during
couldn't
the
believe
podcast.
you had a Maryland hat on when I got here.
I had to make it on the printer, but I had my T-shirt, my shorts, and my Maryland hat.
I'll get you a real one for Christmas, for next Halloween.
And I'll get you my nuts in the toilet bowl of water.
Please don't give me that book. That book was rated horribly.
All right, man. That's all I got. Y'all have a great week.
Don't forget it's the championship. We'll find out the time for you. Brad will tweet it.
Depends
And
on
I'll
the time.
just
The time change.
I'll just
really
heart
messed me
it.
up.
I don't call it like. I'll just heart it when he
Hearted it?
tweets it.
He hearted it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to a race car spelled backwards.